Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this, this is a journey of investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategic or compound return investing. So the objective is to try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MMTLP, all the legal updates, and also asking the question, will AI be able to determine the share price for MMTLP in terms of what it could have potentially achieved? We're also going to be looking at symbol FTCI, where there was a huge insider buy just days before breaking news in terms of the company shooting the stock up in excess of 100%, so stay tuned for that. And before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first of all, headline from Fox Business, we could see how will the markets react to ABC's presidential debate. Not a lot of takeaways, so a little bit neutral. However, one thing I would like to add is potentially it could impact any businesses that are involved in dog food or cat food, so we will have to see if there is any updates there. And also from Yahoo Finance, we can see the stock market today, S&P 500 and Dow Jones slip with key CPI inflation on deck, and we are expecting news very soon on that. And in terms of other key takeaways, we know there is good news with regard to Oracle, and we're going to be looking at Oracle later on. They beat quarterly estimates and announced a new partnership with Amazon, and the shares surged, so very close to an all-time high. So great news there for Oracle. And finally, shout out here to Prime, who posted with regard to GME, saying he is calling for regulation and they never call for regulation. So again, go ahead and check out this post. Before we look at the legal updates, a quick reminder in terms of one of the previous videos where we looked at the post from Marcos, and go ahead and check that out. And one of the things I shared with regard to that post was this section with regard to the additional 11 rules that FINRA and the UPC committee have alleged to have been breached. So go ahead and check that out. And these are in addition to rule 6490. So in response to everything that's going on, there was a question here to Scott, and that was with regard to his actions. Your actions are very important and appreciated, and if what or let's say we want to take legal action but have no legal background, remember Scott is without legal background, I believe he's a fisherman, or educated, that little hitch has paralyzed me like many others. We've got less than 3 months, talking about the statute of limitations. Some people say it is more, some people say it is less, but again, it is potentially open to interpretation, and there are different opinions on this. So let's see what Scott has stated. And he stated basically, in his opinion, you do have 3 months to learn litigation, do your homework, study, read cases, go to a US district court, pull cases, take an online paralegal course, i.e. something very quick, read the Trout, Hoffman and Rosa Twill, Park, Hensley, Kosani intercoastal cases to see what worked out in our favor and also what did not work out in our favor, and try to do things differently, I'm assuming. And form a team, learn how to use AI research tools, dive in, be fearless, take risks, be dangerous. And I think with regard to form a team, I think the MMTLP community out there would also be more than willing to help out with regard to question, research, due diligence, like we are currently doing with Scott. Now move on to the latest updates from Scott, which also include a significant update with regard to AI that he has shared. And what he states here, torpedoes away, this will be our first test as to whether we are growing wings or we stay on the ground. And in terms of what he's asked for all stop on the various motions to be put in arbitration, and that's with regard to Schwab, to dismiss the case in terms of the GTS and Rubenstein, and head off FINRA in terms of the pass, so to speak. So they were able, obviously they were going to claim immunity but haven't yet. So he's looking at them in terms of their word, and he's also talking about this being a significant test. So let's look at, again, key reminder who this action again is against Ari Rubenstein, GTS, Charles Schwab, FINRA, and also Gary Gensler and the SEC. So if we look at what Scott has shared, he states here, this is a motion to hold all motions to dismiss and motions for arbitration in abeyance. And he respectfully moves the court to hold all pending and alerted motions to dismiss and a motion for stay in favour of arbitration until the court resolves the threshold issues regarding whether FINRA possesses immunity or is even a legally qualified SRO. And he also requests that the court addresses his motions for injunctive relief. So again, a significant amount of pressure being put on to the court here by Scott. And he goes on to say Scott has contacted the attorney Jeff Goldman for defendant Charles Schwab on 9th of September 2024 and asked if he opposed an abeyance, and he said he would. So let's see if there are more developments in terms of that. And then in section 4 here, we can see FINRA is declared illegal and discovery impact. So under this heading, he states here, FINRA is a Delaware corporation under Delaware law and federal precedent. Once a corporation enters receivership, its corporate offices and underlinings lose the protection of lawyer-client confidentiality. If FINRA is declared illegal, it could be placed into a receivership in Delaware, and Scott has used the precedent of a case there highlighted as well to support his argument. And he states he would significantly simplify his discovery process by granting access to otherwise privileged information, and the findings could also implicate other market participants. So again, a huge amount on the line. With regard to RICO, he says obviously RICO actions would be of necessity, but obviously this will have to be handed over to the United States Department of Justice, because that will be a criminal prosecution, but we cannot have that until we get the evidence. And who has the evidence? It's obviously the market makers, FINRA and the SEC. So discovery of FINRA blue sheets and other tracking data, plus the introduction of the newer, higher powered AI systems, would be used to harvest broad discovery data and GTS systems and identify where naked shorts were never located. So again, giving a strong indication of the price as well. And with regard to the AI angle, what Scott has stated is in negotiations with AI systems operators and believes this would come with advantages. And he has talked about the share price previously as well, and he states they're trying to figure out how that testimony from a machine could get admitted into a court, because it could be a case that the judge may not understand the AI testimony himself or herself. So this is with regard to the U3 halt. He states that this is the first time a U3 halt has been litigated. Broader discovery should have been favoured to ensure a full and fair investigation. So with regard to U3 halt, again, quick reminder, go ahead and check out Marcus's post, which is quite significant and comes up with much more evidence against the U3 halt and how it is the longest so far. So Scott goes on to say the court should encourage expansive discovery to aid Scott in establishing the claims, but also to reduce further burdens on other potential plaintiffs. So obviously helping other people if they decide to take action, just like Scott himself. And finally, Scott respectfully requests that the court hold all motions to dismiss and Schwab's motion to compel arbitration until the court resolves the legal question concerning FINRA's immunity. So we do need an update on that from the court. And he goes on to say here Scott's motions for injunctive relief, and finally grant such other relief as the court deem just and proper. So if the court states, you know, you need to get some cash, then obviously I'm sure Scott will mention that. And finally, final comments here from Scott. He states here, Schwab's lawyers say no to abeyance but yes to talks. He's declined. He'll be filing again, and he states here, to be clear, they're aware that he's aiming to get all the rulings on FINRA out the way, and if the judge grants it, GTS, ARI and Schwab are all on the sidelines. Let's finish off by having a look at ticker symbol FTC, also known as FTC Solar, and in the Discord we call this out in the pre-market and also previously with our new section, which is the live trading and alert section, and that instantly gives you news. And we've got the news here from this quant data in the Discord exclusively telling us what's going on with FTC solar stocks. So there was news and we got that straight away, and if we have a look at what's happening here, obviously We can see here in the post that I shared, FTCI Solar has just had huge breaking news, and at one point was up over 100% today in terms of the pre-market trading. So it was alerted, but what's the new? In addition to the news, what also happened was the director, one of the key directors, acquired 238,000 shares at 21 cents, and today it was very close to 70 cents at one time, and he did this 5 days ago when it was and obviously we've seen it go to 68 cents today. So so the question is, he would say, if we were to ask him, that he did not know anything about this impending news. Remember, he is an insider, and he just randomly bought these 238,000 shares. So again, good move there if he has done. If we have a look at again here what I shared in the Discord and in the post, the Form 4 confirming Mr. Ahmed Chatilla has acquired 238,000 shares on the 6th of September at 21 cents, so he's going to be highly profitable there. So the news here, September the 10th, breaking is FTCI Solar announces a multi-year tracker supply agreement with Strata Clean Energy. So again, great news from the company. And if we have a look at the instant impact here in terms of the chart, we can see again, currently at time of editing, it's trading around about 52 cents in the pre-market, and at one point it was very close to 70 cents. And finally, in terms of the company, that Strata Energy, first of all, is a company that affiliates a vertically integrated company specializing in solar and storage development. And FTCI Solar is also a group of renewables energy industry veterans and is a leading power provider of solar tracking systems. So if you would like to get additional news, breaking news and alerts, especially with our live trading alert section in the Discord, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.